Electric cars are becoming more and more frequent on our roads, although there is still a very important group that does not quite like the idea of acquiring an electric vehicle. There are some of the main drawbacks of this type of car, be it its high price, the absence of noise, the recharging network, the waiting time to replace the batteries, and, especially, the autonomy. Compared to traditional combustion vehicles, electric vehicles do not have a wide range of use that allows their owners to move with complete peace of mind on all types of roads, including hurtful roads and highways, as this is where these ecological models suffer in greater amount. However, brands are increasingly making an effort to offer more capable products, and battery technology is allowing autonomy to increase little by little. Autonomy being the biggest complaint when purchasing a car with these characteristics, so in this video we are going to see the longest distance we can travel with an electric vehicle. For this, we are going to opt for the best alternatives that exist in the market, since not all electric vehicles are capable of making such a journey, nor do they have the recharging infrastructure. Another factor to consider is that the vehicle can make the journey in a time very similar to what could be done with a car with a thermal engine, considering energy recharge time and power stops. In this case, it is an obvious answer to use a Tesla since it is the manufacturer that has the most fast charging stations distributed throughout the world, and specifically a Model 3 in its long-range version with 18-inch aero wheels. We start our journey from the town of Prince George, located in the state of British Columbia in Canada. It is the northernmost town in the American continent, where we can find a Tesla supercharger. With our batteries fully charged, we begin the journey to Jasper in the state of Alberta, where after 375 kilometers and the first 4 hours of travel, we will make a 40-minute stop to recharge and head to Canmore, 310 kilometers in 3 hours and 40 minutes. To make another 40-minute stop to recharge. At this point we will set 40 minutes of recharge for the standard throughout the video. From Canmore we will go to Fort Macleod at 266 kilometers and 2 hours 40 minutes, this being the last stop in Canada. We cross the border to reach Great Falls, Montana in 345 kilometers and 3 hours and a half. Up to this point we have traveled 1296 kilometers in 15 hours and 30 minutes. Leaving Great Falls, we go down to Billings at 350 kilometers and 3 hours 30 minutes, where another recharge awaits us. We continue to Casper in the state of Wyoming, after 448 kilometers and 3 hours 50 minutes. From there we go to the city of Denver, Colorado at 442 kilometers and 4 hours and 12 minutes. Now it's time to test the real autonomy of the car by driving to Clayton, New Mexico, which is located 485 kilometers from our last recharge, and in an estimated time of 4 hours 49 minutes. From Clayton we have to make a quick stop in Amarillo, Texas, so as not to compromise the autonomy of the car and get stranded. This short distance between two cities will be 210 kilometers and an estimated time of 2 hours. Now it's time to deviate a little from the route to connect to a supercharger. From Yellow we must deviate towards the Texan town of Midland 340 kilometers away in 3.5 hours. Leaving with a full charge, we will now go to Junction, Texas, where we will recharge after 340 kilometers and 3 hours and 13 minutes. From Junction we will make a long trip of approximately 394 kilometers and 4 hours to Laredo, Texas, a city on the border with Mexico, where we will make our last stop in the United States, and so far we have traveled 4,305 kilometers and 49 hours and 50 minutes, considering the stops for recharging. After crossing the border with Mexico from Laredo, we will go to our next charging point in Ramos Arizpe in the state of Coahuila, which is 288 kilometers away, and another 3.5 hours. From this last charger located on the outskirts of Ramos Arizpe, we will go to the Tourist Inn, the station located on the outskirts of the city of San Luis Potosi, in which we must travel 398 kilometers in 4.5 hours. Our next destination will take us to the supercharger of Ciudad Mateos in the metropolitan area of Mexico City, after 433 kilometers and 5 hours of travel, being our last stop. After another 407 kilometers and 5 hours on the road, we arrive at the coastal city of Acapulco, which is the furthest point from Prince George in British Columbia, Canada, that it is possible to travel almost continuously with an electric vehicle. After 5,831 kilometers and 67 hours and 50 minutes, it is the longest distance that we can drive with a Tesla almost continuously, and leaves behind the myth that an electric vehicle is not capable of making a long trip. It should be noted that these results are considering optimal traffic and weather factors. Nor do we consider rest times for sleeping, so the results may already vary in practice.